I'm not ashamed to own my Lord, nor to defend his cause. Maintain the honors of his word, the glory of his cross.
Hello, I am James Brown, and on behalf of the Eastern Church of Christ located in Toronto, Canada, I'd like to welcome you to Wednesday's edition of Walking Through the Bible, a podcast where we seek to study the Bible and the Bible alone. Please stick around afterwards for information on how you can contact us. But for now, if you have a Bible with you, please turn to the book of Genesis, and we'll turn you over to Jeremy Dieselkamp for our study of the day.
Thank you, James, and welcome to all of our viewers. This is the 68th lesson in our study of Genesis. Yesterday we covered Genesis chapter 21, verses 8 to 21, discussing how Hagar and Ishmael were sent away from Abraham and Sarah. If you missed that episode and would like to watch it, you can find it and all of our other podcasts on our website at www.eastendchurch.org. You can also find them on our YouTube channel at www.youtube.com/EastEndChurchOfChrist under the Walking Through the Bible Genesis playlist. Today we're going to begin with Genesis 21 verse 22 and read through verse 34. The text that you'll see on the screen is from the English Standard Version, but you're welcome to follow along with any version that you have. So let's now read Genesis 21 beginning at verse 22. At that time Abimelech and Phicol, the commander of the army, said to Abraham, God is with you in all that you do. Now therefore swear to me here by God that you will not deal falsely with me, or with my descendants, or with my posterity. But as I have dealt kindly with you, so you will deal with me, and with the land where you have sojourned. And Abraham said, I will swear. When Abraham reproved Abimelech about a well of water that Abimelech's servants had seized, Abimelech said, I do not know who has done this thing. You did not tell me, and I have not heard of it until today. So Abraham took sheep and oxen and gave them to Abimelech, and the two men made a covenant. Abraham set 7 ewe lambs of the flock apart. And Abimelech said to Abraham, What is the meaning of these 7 ewe lambs that you have set apart? He said, These 7 ewe lambs you will take from my hand, that this may be a witness for me that I dug this well. Therefore that place was called Beersheba, because there both of them swore an oath. So they made a covenant at Beersheba. Then Abimelech and Phicol, the commander of his army, rose up and returned to the land of the Philistines. Abraham planted a tamarisk tree in Beersheba and called there on the name of the Lord, the everlasting God. And Abraham sojourned many days in the land of the Philistines. In today's reading, we again run into Abimelech, the man we met in chapter 20. He is the king of Gerar, which is in the land of what would later be known as that of the Philistines. Abimelech, seeing how God was with Abraham, wanted to ensure his peace and security, so he wished to make a treaty with Abraham. What events might have shown Abimelech that God was with Abraham? Well, first off, God appeared to Abimelech in a dream some 2 to 3 years earlier and identified Abraham as his prophet. With Abraham dwelling in the region, Abimelech most likely would have known of the birth of Isaac to a woman who was 90 years old. He might have even heard of Abraham's defeat of the kings of Shinar some 15 years earlier. There was plenty of evidence for Abimelech to know that God was with Abraham. So it is only natural to want to be in the good graces of such a man, lest he be defeated and destroyed. When Abraham was offered this treaty, he gladly accepted. After all, Abraham was a sojourner in the land, so having a treaty with a king of the region not only meant that king's security, but it meant Abraham's security as well. There was, however, one complaint that Abraham wanted dealt with first, which was that some of Abimelech's men had stolen one of Abraham's wells. To us, that might seem like a minor dispute, but in a land where you could go weeks without consistent rain, wells were extremely valuable. Abimelech assured Abraham that he didn't know about it until that day and promptly agreed to return the well. The two then agreed to make a covenant, and Abraham gave Abimelech sheep and oxen as proof that he would live by the terms of the covenant. From this flock, Abraham set aside 7 ewe lambs. When Abimelech inquired why, Abraham replied that they would be given as a witness to ensure that everyone knew that Abraham had dug the well and therefore owned it. It was not only important to Abraham that he be known as the owner of the well, but in fact that he dug the well, which is why he owned it. These lambs were not used as payment to redeem the well, but to secure the well against any future claims from the people of Abimelech. By accepting the gift, Abimelech was acknowledging that the well was Abraham's. The place became known as Beersheba, which means 7 well. That name has significance, for it is here that Abraham's well was secured by the witness of 7 ewe lambs. Following this, Abraham planted a tamarisk tree at Beersheba, and it was there that he called on the name of the Lord, the everlasting God. The passage concludes by telling us that Abraham remained in that land for many days. With that, our time is up for today. Please join us, the Lord willing, tomorrow when we will continue our study of Genesis, beginning with Genesis 22, verse 1.
Thank you, Jeremy. And to our viewers, we also thank you for watching. Don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel by clicking on the subscribe button below. Should you have any questions or comments, please leave a comment below or email us at answerintheword@gmail.com. We'll try to respond to you as quickly as we can. We hope you'll join us, the Lord willing, tomorrow when we'll be continuing our study of the book of Genesis. Goodbye for now and have a great day.
I'm not ashamed to own my Lord.